Welcome, my name is Aaron Dolan, and I would like to take this opportunity to show you how I make these videos. So this will be a video about videos. To get started, I'd like to show you my workspace from my perspective. And here it is. This is the webcam that you're viewing me on. This is the OBS software that's stitching everything together. Here's a calculator emulator running on that PC, a couple of wireless keyboards, and a computer, actually a laptop with a pennable digitizer. Also down here, you'll see a couple of converters. So this laptop is rather old, so it has a VGA to HDMI, and then there's an HDMI to a USB. So this computer appears to the second computer as if it is a webcam. It appears identical to the webcam you're viewing me on. In block diagram form, it looks something like this. There's a webcam that's fed to the main PC, and that's running Windows. There's the laptop. That's the one I'm writing on now. I can hold it up like so. So that's this one here. And that laptop has to go through a couple of converters. So one is an HDMI, it's a VGA to HDMI. Then there's another converter here, which is going from HDMI to USB. So the webcam is USB, and the laptop appears as USB as well. As for this Windows PC, I mentioned it's running the OBS software, and it's also running the Casio emulator that you see. And to use that calculator, we can change modes. For example, we can go to complex mode, and then we can say that 2 plus 2i can be shifted into polar mode like so. So 2 root 2 angle 45. I found this calculator to be very useful for the math classes, as students can follow along, and it helps them become familiar with the various keystrokes. As far as my image is concerned, I do have a green screen behind me. As you can see, this is nothing fancy. It's just green cloth that I picked up at Walmart. It's clipped to the ceiling and extends to the floor. You'll also notice the lights. I have 4 lights. There's 2 behind me and there's 2 in front of me. And together they provide more light than you would ever imagine is necessary. However, all that light is needed in order to evenly backlight the green screen and also to provide a somewhat natural color here. Configuring this green screen in the OBS software wasn't too complicated. It certainly helped that there were many excellent videos out there describing how to do it. What I learned was to install the webcam, then add a filter, specifically a chroma key. And one of the things that you'll do is select a color and pick the color from the screen. So now you'll see I'm selecting on the green screen, and we'll click right about here and then hit apply. You'll notice that it goes black behind me. Now that that's done with the OBS software, I can superimpose my image over still images such as this, or head back to the classroom. Or we can explore those math concepts such as 2 plus j2 is equal to 2 root 2 at an angle of 45 degrees. I should mention that this particular setup is very useful if you use online collaboration tools such as WebEx, Zoom, or Google Meets, or Teams. As an example, consider Teams. To establish a meeting, use the tool to select the OBS camera, which means that anything you select from OBS will be projected for others to see. That includes all of the class tools that we looked at here, including the calculator and the screen, or your desktop as you see it, or even pictures that you can superimpose next to yourself. Moving back to the OBS software, I should mention that this is the tool used to record the video. You can see the tools here for start recording, stop recording. I believe it can stream, although I've never done that yet. The settings for the microphone are here, and all of the controls are here. The scene controls, for example, in the class, or to see the screen as I see it. For video editing, I'm using this tool called KDN Live. It allows basic cutting and pasting, and it allows the various clips to be sped up. For instance, it has a transmitter and a receiver. Now, I certainly can't write that fast, but I've sped this particular clip up by about 500 times. Let's watch it again. It has a transmitter and a receiver. Think of this as a high-speed transmit-receiver switch. The switch is connected to the radar antenna. Before we conclude, I'd like to mention the laptop computer is running a version of Linux, and the graphics program is Paint, which is a very nice program because it provides an infinite canvas. So you can go back to anything that you sketched out before, and if you like, you can save it as well. Now, if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. Thank you.